What's up, guys? Troy back in here to do another video. So this time I'm going to be talking about TST, Nate Marquart, Chael Sonnen, steroids in MMA, performance enhancers in MMA, and all this nonsense, and what exactly happened to Nate Marquart. So basically, let's start with Nate Marquart and what happened. If you guys don't know, he's been fired from the UFC. And with that, he won't be able to fight in Strikeforce. Most likely, he won't be able to. So his career is basically over. At this point, unless Dana White forgives him, lets him back in, which probably won't happen. His career is essentially done. Now I want to talk about this because I saw some videos out there on YouTube I was watching, and basically people were saying, "Oh, his doctor, prescribed him TST," which is basically, if you guys don't know, it's a pro-hormone, just like things like M-Test that you might find at Edge Nutrition and stores like this. Different nutrition stores may carry some of these pro-hormones. Nitro MG, La Merida, there's all kinds of different ones out there, TST, and on and on and on. So if you guys have ever heard of any of these kinds of pro-hormones and how strong they are, they're not steroids, but they're pretty much as close as you can get. What they do is they essentially take over for your body, and your body producing testosterone, and they cause your body to create way more than it usually does, and not just a little bit, like way more. Or some of them replace it with synthetic. So the pro-hormones, so basically the androgen, there's more of it, and essentially you get jacked. That's basically the bottom line. I'm not a doctor. I studied science, but computer science, not biology. Doesn't matter. I've worked out my whole life. I know a lot about this stuff. I have friends who have taken pro-hormones, and I have tried one pill of a pro-hormone in my lifetime. Several years ago, and I'll tell you what happened when I tried that. I know exactly how much I can bench at any given time. When I go up and I'm able to bench more and more and more and more, or I'm able to lift during certain exercise more and more, I know exactly how much is normal for me to lift. Right now I do usually 220 on bench and at free weight, and I do it for about 8 to 10 repetitions. Now this was several years ago when I tried one pill of a pro-hormone. 3 or 4 days later I went and I did bench, and I was doing, I put 200 on, and I did it for about 15, and I was normally doing 200 for maybe like 6 or 7, maybe 8 at that time. So I'm talking like, within a couple days, on one pro-hormone pill, I was doing, almost double the repetitions, that I would normally do of that weight. So that's how powerful this shit is that we're talking about that Nate Marquart was on. He was on this shit. Now, here's the other thing about it too, is that the guy I was listening to on the other YouTube channel, he's saying like, oh, his doctor prescribed this, he needs this to compete because his levels are low. Well, guess what? If your testosterone levels are low and you're a pro athlete, how do you think they got low? Do you think that most pro athletes have low test levels? Do you guys think that? Do you think that training every day and working out all the time is going to cause you to get low test? It does the exact opposite. It causes you to get more. And furthermore, you've seen guys as you're growing up throughout your lifetime who have low testosterone, or less than most other guys do, who have more estrogen. Half of them end up in bands and weigh 90 pounds, you know what I mean, and would never play a sport in their life, or would not even play or go and, sign up for gym class in most years in high school because they hate sports so much. You don't become a pro athlete, if you have low test naturally. If naturally you have low test, you're not going to be a pro athlete. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Unless you get some shit from your doctor to give yourself more, if you have low test naturally, it's not going to work. You're going to be slow, you're going to be weak, you're not going to be able to repair properly, you're going to be more feminine. You're not going to be a pro athlete. It's not going to happen. So Nate Marquart, obviously he got low test because what happens is when you take junk like pro-hormones or steroids or anything like that, your test levels go through the roof. But then here's the thing: when you stop taking that stuff, your body doesn't produce testosterone like it normally does, like it should. So you go down the dumps, okay? And that's why guys like bodybuilders and all these different athletes who use steroids and these kind and all that kind of stuff, okay? Because bodybuilders, if you don't know, all bodybuilders who are not natural bodybuilders, the ones you see in the magazines and the front covers, they're all on steroids, they're all on juice, they're all on HGH, as much, like tons of shit, okay? When a person takes that garbage, their test levels go through the roof. When they stop taking it, their body does not produce it normally again, because your body says, "Whoa, I'm getting all this extra. I'm getting all this extra. I don't need to produce that much." So then afterwards, it goes down worse than normal. Okay, and that's why these guys take test boosters, okay, which is a natural, basically, supplement that causes your body to produce more testosterone because you're not getting what you're supposed to. They do that on their off cycle. One second. Okay, so how did Nate Marquart get low test levels to get his doctor to be in the position where his doctor had to prescribe him Prohormones? Well, the answer's obvious. Obviously, Nate Marquart naturally does not have low testosterone. Okay, have you looked at this guy? I mean, the guy weighs 185, but he's huge. He probably benches 300 pounds, maybe more. Who knows? The guy is strong as an ox, basically, okay? If he had low testosterone, he would never, I mean never, it doesn't matter how much he trains, get to be that big and that strong. It's impossible. Okay, if you have low test, it's impossible, which means he's been on this shit, either Prohormones, steroids, test boosters, whatever, for years. His whole career, this guy's been on this stuff. Okay, just like many others, but at least, and some other guys, like for example Ken Shamrock, he admits to have taken steroids. He admits it. He just says, yeah, everybody did it back in the day when they first started. Everybody does it. Whatever. Why should I try to hide it? Guys like Josh Barnett have popped up positive on steroid tests. Nate Marquart has had trouble in the past with this because he's been taking Prohormones for a long-ass time. Performance enhancer. Obviously this guy packs crazy power, more power than he should because he's taking this garbage. So, was it the right decision for him to get kicked out of the UFC? Absolutely. But I just wanted to clear the air and kind of get a little bit better understanding out there, because it seems some people are perplexed and they're saying things like, oh, this happens to athletes sometimes. They get low test levels and they need their doctor to give them more. Get the hell out of here. Seriously, come on. I mean, how do you think they got low test? It wasn't naturally, or else they would never be pro athletes. They'd be singing in a band, okay, about love and life and all that garbage. All right, that's the fact of the matter. Okay, now what else do I want to talk about? I think that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, so, Nate Marquart getting fired from the UFC, the right decision? Yes, it was. Oh, yes, another athlete who's done the exact same goddamn thing, Chael Sonnen. Okay, Chael the Cheater Sonnen. Okay, I used to like Chael Sonnen until I found out that he does this stuff too. Exactly the same as Nate Marquart. The guy did the exact same thing. And, it's funny because it's almost, it's pretty much, a year apart, and, Chael Sonnen was caught for the same thing before. His test levels were too high as well. He was taking garbage. Now, I don't know what exactly. He was taking either Prohormones or something else. Doesn't matter, okay? Really doesn't matter. But the fact of the matter is these dudes are cheating, okay? They're almost taking steroids, pretty much. I mean, this stuff is almost as powerful as steroids. And some guys who I know who've been strength lifting, they pretty much tell me that, this stuff is insane, okay? So I don't know anybody directly. Actually, that's not true. I do know one or two people that took steroids, but, Prohormones are basically almost just as powerful as steroids. Almost. I mean, you can never be as strong naturally as you can be on this kind of garbage. So, that's my understanding of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. That's it for now. Later. Peace.